I left my husband when he was out of job. Now that business is good, I want him back, but he wants divorce. I'll admit it straight up. I could have handled things better with my husband. However, we have been married 24 years since we were both 20. He is now 44 and I am turning 45 in October. We have 3 kids, 17F, 13M, and 10F. My husband had a career in a field that he's been in for 20 years. He was on the rise, but then his company got bought up by another. He started coming home from work aggravated because of the new set of work politics he was dealing with. One thing led to another and suddenly he was laid off. The strain it took made me unable to be at my mental best, so my work suffered and I was put on a performance improvement plan at my data entry job. I was so down that when a supervisor asked me if I thought this job was working out, I just gave up and said no. And I quit. My husband became distant and one time even slammed his hand on a desk and cried that he felt like a loser. Even me losing my job did not get him to react in any way. Finally, one night, even though he was in a bad mood, he approached me like he wanted fun time. That floored me. All the bitterness bubbled to the surface. And in the end, he was just giving me blank okay responses. When I asked him to leave because we needed a break, he refused, saying this was his house too. He did nothing wrong. So the next day, I took the kids and used an emergency credit card to pay for an extended stay hotel. That's when my husband started blowing up my phone. But I put him on do not disturb for my peace of mind. I ended up borrowing money so we could get a short-term apartment lease. My husband's tune changed when he realized I was getting loans. Even though I had cooled down some by the 1-month mark, he was now angry and we lapsed into a cold war. Then after 8 months, we began talking. By that point, he was no longer interviewing for jobs, but decided to become an independent consultant and business was good. I decided to surprise him one day by sneaking into the house's kitchen and making his favorite dish. He coldly told me to leave and said I was so eager to leave this house back then. After that, he stopped talking to me and filed for divorce. I was flabbergasted because we had been going to family therapy and he said,
"Ideally, the family should stay together."
But now he's calling me a traitor and saying he can never trust me again. When again, he acknowledged he was being distant. We went from planning to sit by each other at our daughter's dance competition to him only talking to me via lawyers. My oldest understands this divorce more than her siblings. She has told me she has cried over her parents splitting. I told her I was so upset too, and her dad is being cold out of maybe revenge. I was desperate and asked my daughter that next time she saw her dad to please beg on behalf of the mom of his kids to rethink divorce. He was throwing away decades and a family when I wanted to work things out. After my daughter did that, my husband said I was wretched and a manipulator. Am I the a-hole for asking my daughter to beg my husband to rethink the divorce? Here are the top comments.
So let me get this straight. You left your husband when he obviously needed you the most and put your family in debt by using credit cards and taking loans. Then after 8 months, when he's doing well for himself, you decide he's good enough for you and then you can return. Of course you're the a-hole.
Bigger a-hole issue is involving the children. You do not ask the child to beg on behalf of mom or dad. You engage your partner directly, no surprises at his residence, and you both shield you children from the negative emotions and chaos of a broken relationship. You're the a-hole.
But she tried to surprise him with his favorite meal. Is anything enough for you people?
And he didn't even thank me for the Kraft mac and cheese.
You're the a-hole. Y'all marriage sounds sticky and complicated. I don't really have anything to say about that. But you are an for trying to leverage your children against your ex in a divorce.